buckle up, because we're merging back into traffic on Radio Nemo's Nemo Nation.
Unbelievable how fast this show goes, Dave.
I know, I can't keep up.
I know, you did. I'm sitting there, you go like, wait, there's a show going on, and suddenly we're like hurtling through space and time. Before we get to our next guest, I wanted to tell BB the King, Brad Bentley, and Martin Garsee an official good morning, by the way. Good morning to you, Martin.
Good morning.
And good morning to you, Brad.
Good morning. Can I make a quick comment?
That's why I brought you in.
So it hit me after your previous guest, before Jamie was on the air, that his name was Mike King. So you were going through all of his credentials, and so he's the king of the mic, right? What a perfect guest for a radio show, right? It's like my buddy Shannon King, who's a wrestler who named his son Matt King, who went on to be a 4-time state champion, right? It's something about the name. And I heard all of his credentials, and then we follow that up with Jamie Jones, nobody better, mentioning all the accolades for journalism, all the things that she's done in her career to do the news segment. So I just want to congratulate you and Dave on doing that. I think that's going to be a fantastic addition to Nemo Nation and Road Gang Radio.
Yeah, and Dave was really excited when we found out about that that top of the hour thing. That's I think it's the final piece, and like I said, I think it's the given all the sounding and imaging that we've got going on here on the show, and how we're kind of getting the format figured out. I don't know if you heard the first part of the show, by the way, as we bring Joe Lynch in, by the way, the host of the Logistics of Logistics, and by the way, you can find him at the on the tube of you at the Logistics of Logistics on the LinkedIn as well. One of the great things about Joe is that he gets all this stuff in regards to platform. I don't know if you heard us this morning, Martin, but if you like a particular segment, let's say like Education Station, which we do here on a regular basis, if you type in Education Station on Spotify or on iTunes or on Apple Podcast, any of it, it will take you to every episode we've ever done of Education Station since we started this platform. You can follow it and hit the notification button so that we exist in Radio Nemo both now and forever, which means a lot of people don't even know the full scope of what we've accomplished here, and we just sort of made that announcement this morning. I want to get Joe in on here, though. Good morning to you, Joe. Welcome to the show. I'm going to turn this over to Dave. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for being had, Joe. Good morning.
I'm had more often than I should be, I guess.
I ain't got none left. Well, good morning and welcome back to the program. Always great. And I'm looking forward to being on your Logistics of Logistics
exactly.
podcast.
Tomorrow I'm going to do an interview with you. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes, indeed. So before we talk then, let's talk now. What is on your hot plate here this Monday morning in terms of what is going on in the world of logistics?
Well, I think I'll probably be preaching to people who know more than me about this stuff in some cases, but I was in a lot of conferences recently, and, at every conference I was at, people were talking about cargo theft, freight fraud, cybersecurity. Some of the talk, I was at CSCMP over in Washington, D.C., they talked about, everyone was talking about Sammy Hagar and Guy Fieri lost $1 million worth of tequila.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really think...
We don't have it, by the way.
We already unloaded it. Of course we don't have it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
Those in the pork chops.
And I'll tell you, this is one of the things, I just talked to a cybersecurity lady. She was military intelligence. I talked to her last week. They're applying this now to our space. What happened is our whole industry, fell in love with the digital, and nothing wrong with it, but we automated some stuff. Instead of a phone call being made from one guy to another who knew him for 10 years, now there's automation sending you something saying, go here and pick this up. And we lost a little bit of the relationships that, a guy you've been working with for 5 years, who you talk with on the phone every once in a while, isn't stealing your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to get, I guess my point today is, we got to get our relationships back. We also got to get our spidey senses up, because there's a lot of bad things happening on the road these days.
Well, I was just up in Nashville, Joe, at the NASTC, the National Association of Small Trucking Companies conference, and they have 2 full days of breakout sessions, panel discussions, seminars, you name it. And fraud, 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 fraud everywhere.
Yep.
And you can't just talk about fraud. You have to talk about all of these particular areas of fraud now. And the reason I bring up NASTC, too, is the fact that 99.9% of trucking now is small companies, and you don't have the resources to really tackle all of this stuff.
Yeah, and I totally agree. And I think there's some things we can do and the drivers can do. I mean, there's things that the brokers have to do who are involved, and there's things at the cybersecurity level to prevent that fraud. By the way, these drivers who might have stolen the tequila from Sammy Hagar and Guy Fieri, they said they might not even known they were stealing it. Somebody spoofed the system, and now they're picking it up and they're delivering it to where they thought they should deliver it to.
Sure, of course.
Yeah, I mean the criminality might actually be only at the source, and it's like, thank you so much, great job. People get their hands shook, people get told what a wonderful job they did, and then it literally evaporates into the ether, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and one of the things I've heard from multiple people who've been on my podcast, I saw also at the conferences, is a lot of this has moved from the kind of opportunistic theft to this sophisticated theft, even with the cartels involved. And somebody I talked to, a Mexican guy actually, he lived in the States also, but he's in Mexico again. He said, Joe, they know they're stealing that rail car or that trailer when it leaves the port. Somebody's marked it at the port. And some driver has no idea that when he picked it up, that there's a plan in place to steal it.
I'm going to, today is Teddy Roosevelt's birthday, and you're going to wonder, wait a minute, where's he coming from? He was born on this date in 1858, and he made so many statements that we've read this morning that pertain to exactly what's going on today. And here's what he said, and it really plays into what we're talking about. A man who has never gone to school may steal from a freight car, but if he has a university education, he may steal the whole railroad. And I think this speaks to what's happening. The criminals are sophisticated, they're educated, they are cyber savvy.
Before we got to let Joe go, and you get a chance to talk to him tomorrow, and we'll get Joe on again for a longer 30-minute conversation. The other thing, Joe, is that have you guys heard about the Sing organization? Have you heard about this? SINGH? Have you heard about the Sing organization?
No, I haven't.
It's 12 guys. One's named Hernandez. The other 11 are all named Singh. I think they're related. They literally, for the better part of the last 3.5 years, stole, they haven't even done the number count up yet. They've been stealing computers and televisions and high-end cargo for the last 4 years, and they've been doing it by literally impersonating other trucking companies. Mm-hmm. And they have done it unstopped. It's only because they got greedy. It's only because they got greedy and overextended themselves, but they've done it for 4 years. And it's a very sophisticated organization. I would tell people to look up the Sing organization. It's the first thing you get. Joe, what do you got other than talking to Dave Nemo? What are you going to be looking at the next couple of weeks?
Well, I'm going to get down to the Trimble conference, which I'm looking forward to. And so the Trimble conference was kind of the freight stack that a lot of drivers have in their trucks. And I'm looking forward to that. There's always a lot of chatter around that. And, hey, I'm just looking to wrap up this good year. And it hasn't been a great year, but a good year, we'll say, and enjoying football season.
Oh, what team in particular are you enjoying? As I buy a little time to get our next guest.
I'm a Michigan Wolverine. I'm way up here in Michigan.
You guys are muddling through. You're figuring it out. You're going to get there. I think next year's your year.
Are you LSU fans?
No. I'm very delighted at what has happened in Baton Rouge. I'm a University of Georgia graduate, and I have loyalty to Notre Dame because of what happened during the Hurricane Katrina. They let me teach up there for a whole semester when I was homeless.
Notre Dame's my second favorite. Notre Dame's always been my second favorite, and I'll tell you, they should have fired Brian Kelly the day he got to LSU and pretended he was a Southern boy.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the worst part about it, he had 3 accents to pick from when he picked the Northern Louisiana accent. I mean, what was he thinking? He could have talked like he was from Boston and pretended to be a New Orleanian.
Right. And by the way, would anybody care if he said, I am from Boston, I was living in the Midwest for the last 20 years? No, I'll wear my boots and I'll pretend I'm...
Well, here's the crazy thing, though. It's like, Brad Bentley's here with me. He's the president of Fastport. He lives in the city of New Orleans. He's lived in Boston. Is there a Southern accent closer to Boston than the city of New Orleans, Brad?
No.
I mean, straight up. We just lengthen things at the end. Go ahead, Brad.
And I have to tell you, Jimmy Mack, so I went to pick up Martin Garsee, who's in the studio with us this morning at the airport, and I was really disappointed because he is a huge Texas A&M fan, that he wasn't wearing some Aggie gear when he came off the plane. I thought that would have just been great.
I was afraid for my life.
Oh, no, brother. No. There's a lot of LSU fans who want to thank you. And by the way, just a little point out to everybody about Brian Kelly. Who did he lose to? Texas A&M. Who's the coach of A&M?
Exactly.
Who's the coach of A&M?
The Tremble
Former
Conference
coordinator.
I reference is down in New Orleans in a few weeks.
Yeah, and we're going to be there, by the way. We get a chance to see you. But it's funny because
See you there.
Elko is his former defensive coordinator. He lost to Vandy the week before. Clark Lee is his former defensive coordinator as well. And by the way, his former defensive coordinator is doing just fine at the place that he claimed he couldn't win at. Just wanted to point that out to people.
Yeah. And I think his strength coach went to Texas A&M.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
and by the way, had a dummy
a little bit.
with Brian Kelly's face on it at the practice before they played them. It all worked out
Let's
great.
all sing a chorus of "It's a Small World."
Yeah,
After all.
yeah, I got to tell you.
That $53 million will make him feel okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
He could talk in any accent for $53 million.
Yeah, I got to tell you, man, the best retirement plan of all time for all time. Mr. Lynch, it is always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you, sir, for making the time for us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. You guys have a great day.
Talk to you tomorrow, Joe.